It's called Debs, motherfucker! What's my shit, bitch? Hey there, YouTube. Bed Bath & Bong's here. Thank you for joining me. It is currently January 1st, 2021. This horrible dog shit year is over. And our new dog shit year will begin. Yay! But yeah, we have the inauguration of Joe Biden to look forward to on January 20th. As of January 6th, the Congress is supposed to ratify the results of the Electoral College, which will be overseen by Mike Pence, which honestly at this point, I kind of feel bad for Mike Pence, because at this point, Trump is turning against him. Mike Pence has turned against Trump in court, saying that this whole thing is just a coup as far as Trump trying to deny the election results. So it makes a lot of sense why after Pence ratifies the Electoral College results with Congress, shortly after that he's going to be leaving D.C. and in fact the country, probably as a result of all the MAGA hate. But, I mean, that's what happens. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. And if you thought all the Trumpery was just mind-blowing before, the amount of MAGA protests that are going to be in D.C. leading up to January 6th and all the way up to the inauguration on January 20th are going to be insane. The Proud Boys are lining up. The Boogaloo Boys. And something I didn't even know existed, the Proud Girls, which that's a whole fucking ravioli worth of crazy shit I'd love to talk to you about. And all of these right-wing groups are going to be convalescing upon D.C. to try and basically scare the shit out of people. In a way, I mean, I do kind of like the idea of scary lawmakers, but the people that are doing it are pretty awful goddamn people. Speaking of the Proud Boys, I did want to talk about them because there is some major cracks in the faction. There's Proud Girls popping up, which actually are sort of challenging the Proud Boys. I believe the leader of the Proud Girls has been basically challenging the Proud Boys to fights and shit, which that's pretty awesome. I'm sure they're all terrible people, but I'd love to see some Proud Boys get their comeuppance by a woman. But yeah, and the Proud Boys, they've stopped letting women in their ranks. They've stopped letting people that aren't white or mostly white into their ranks. After the loss of Donald Trump, they have really radicalized. It doesn't help that their previous leader got his ass absolutely whooped by Antifa. So they feel like they have to go into this even more overly macho stance than they usually have to try and save some face because they're tough guys. And like I said before, Trump is still on this whole election fraud kick. Just going on and on without really any evidence whatsoever, making wild claims. And it's funny because I've seen a lot of these so-called evidence that comes up. They'll do something like the numbers were off in Georgia and then produce some numbers, and it turns out it was numbers from Oklahoma or some other state. It's just kind of silly. Even Michael Pence has come out in court and said that this whole thing is a scam. It really is. It's all projection. Conservatives, they cheat when it comes to elections, and then they accuse the Democrats of cheating. They pull scams, and they accuse the Democrats of pulling scams, which, with all due respect, sometimes they do. But look at your accusers. Judge me by my enemy. The thing that's amazing about this is that the election wasn't even close. Nationwide, Joe Biden won by some 7-8 million votes. This wasn't as close as either of the Obama elections, either of the George W. Bush elections. I mean, I wouldn't call this a landslide, but it definitely wasn't close. Donald Trump lost by a pretty wide margin. There's no getting around it. You lost, man. You lost. accept it. Happens. We all lose sometimes.